As the war rages on in Gaza, the Pope said those killed are not casualties of war. Meanwhile, in Jamaica, 18 guns were taken off the street in the first week of 2024. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Pope Francis on Monday condemned war crimes perpetrated against civilians in conflicts such as in Gaza and Ukraine and said those kills should not be considered collateral damage. The distinction between military and civil objectives is no longer respected, the 87-year-old pontiff said in his New Year's address to diplomats at the Vatican. Pope Francis said people need to realize more clearly that civilian victims are not collateral damage, but they are men and women with names and surnames who lost their lives. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Constabulary Forces reporting that several intelligence-led operations were carried out in the first week of the new year, and they led to the seizure of 18 firearms, including 3 rifles. Almost half of the 18 were seized in Police Area 3, with St. Elizabeth and Clarendon together accounting for 8 illegal weapons now off the streets, a release from the Police High Command has stated. The Corporate Area Division of St. Andrew North and St. Andrew Central accounted for another 6 of the seizures, while the streets of St. James are now safer following the seizure of 4 guns. 10 persons have been taken into custody in connection with these seizures, and the police continue to urge persons with information that can lead to the seizure of illegal guns to contact them. Vendors across the corporate area expressed that Christmas 2023 marked the worst experience they have had in recent years. Citing an uptick in crime and growing trend of people turning to online shopping, the vendors contend that the Christmas season was far from joyful. The vendors are saying that the Christmas was very salt this Christmas. Local aviation officials are now set to make contact with their Venezuelan counterparts as they continue their probe into the burnout plane found in St. Elizabeth on Friday night. The latest development follows the discovery among the wreckage of a partial registration number YV, which is the aircraft registration prefix for Venezuela. And it has also been revealed that checks made by the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority show that the aircraft did not operate from any of the island's airport. The contact with INAC, the Venezuelan Civil Aviation Authority, is to trace the aircraft to an owner. The wreckage of the aircraft was found in a swamp in Elim Braes River area, which is northeast of Santa Cruz. And this area, which forms part of the Upper Black River Morass, is reputed to have been used as a landing site for small aircraft decades ago when the ganja export trade was flourishing. Commander of Area 5 Police Assistant Commissioner Gary Griffiths has issued an ambitious challenge for the members of the St. Catharines South Police Division to further lower the division's murder count for this year. ACP Griffiths said that while the call may be a huge undertaking, he is hopeful that fewer lives will be lost to violent crimes this year. And with 0 murders for the first week, it is possible to have 52 or less murders for this year. According to statistics published by the JCF, 103 murders were recorded in St. Catharines South last year, compared with 114 for 2022. ACP Griffith said hope for a reduction is not just for statistical purposes, but to save lives and allow the country to meet its Vision 2030 objective of becoming the place to live, work, and raise families and do business. The Jamaica Bankers Association says financial institutions across the island are trying to solve an ongoing issue which is facing customers, including long lines, a shortage of cash, and malfunctioning automated banking machines. The parliamentary opposition has called for the Bank of Jamaica to intervene in the growing crisis and accuse the banks of failing to fulfill their obligations to their customers as required by law. President of the Jamaica Bankers Association, Audrey Tugwell Henry, said the banks have taken note of the frustration of their customers and are now working to resolve the issue. According to Ms. Tugwell Henry, there should be an improvement in the service in the next few weeks. One of 2 men who were shot dead in Bayshore Park in Harborview, St. Andrew on Sunday has now been identified. He is 33-year-old Anthony Blake, otherwise called Nick, a resident of the Texaco community. The other victim still remains unidentified. And it's reported that about 12:30 p.m. on Sunday, residents heard gunfire in the Texaco community near the cement company. Shortly afterwards, Blake was seen running from a group of armed thugs along Sir Florizel Glaspole Boulevard, and he was shot by the hoodlums and was later pronounced dead at hospital. The body of the second victim was found with bullet wounds in bushes in the Texaco community, and the police have not yet disclosed a motive for this double murder. Onto sports, True Juice FC started the Jamaica Football Federation Championship, which is formerly Tier 2, in style with a 5-0 win over first-time qualifiers Petersfield FC at home in Bogwalk in St. Catherine on Saturday. True Juice, who were the semi-finalists last season, were led by a hat-trick from Sivan Thompson, while Kolike Richards scored a late double. Meanwhile, the game between Falmouth United and Reno, which was set for Elliston Wakeland Centre in Falmouth, was not played as the field was not prepared. While Racing, who had topped their tables after the first round last season, also started with a 2-0 win over Gray's Inn in a game during which both teams ended the game with 10 players. John Christoph Pringle of Racing and Armoni Jones of Gray's Inn were both sent off in the 76th minute. Falkland FC meantime made a winning return to the competition but were made to work hard for their 1-0 win over Hopewell United at Orchard Playfield, while St. Bess United won on their debut, beating Brownstone FC 1-0 at Drax Hall, with Raji Wright scoring the winner in the 65th minute. Calvin Baxter scored a double to lead Portlanders FC to a 3-2 win over Mid-Forest FC at Lynch Park to avenge their 3-0 loss to them last season, while Baptiste Alliance came from behind to earn a 1-1 draw against Chapelton Maroons at Turner Oval in Clarendon. While in Premier League, Mount Pleasant continued to lead all teams with 28 points, although Portmore is breathing down their backs on 27 points. Tivoli, Cavalier, and Arnett Gardens in that order are all on 24 points each and are striking distance from the top, while Dunbeholden on 21 points round out the top 6. Sunday's game had Harborview beat Treasure Beach 2-0 and moved to 11th place, while Cavaliers beat Arnett Gardens 3-0 and knocked them out of 4th place and then took their spot. And don't forget that the best news and sports takes place on this station. If you ever miss the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News. Listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.